Hey Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another edition of Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. Coming back at you with another game today. Man, it's been a couple days since I played, so I'm gonna get my bearings back a little bit. I think we're gonna jump in with the Stormcaller. This is the brand new deck, the newest set that's out right now. So let's jump into another game with that. Continue to learn sort of the ropes of this deck, and see what we can do with it. See if we can't grab any more wins. Our win streak is at 1 right now, so we'd like to get it a little bit higher. And I've been having a ton of fun playing, just like I always say. Looks like we're playing against the sister deck of this one. I'm still not sure about the old opening strategy for this deck. I'm not sure if I should be going first or if I should be going second. Not really sure. I don't know if I want to start with a Raikou. Starting off with that 30 is not great. So I think I'm going to open with a Smeargle. And then we'll put Raikou on the board and see if we can't get this Ampharos going at some point in order to get a little bit of energy into the Lost Zone. But for now, we can definitely use some Stunning Likenesses or some Tail Smashes with our Smeargle, or something like that, in order to get a little bit of things going here. All right. So it looks like my opponent's going to be starting off with a Heracross, a Slugma, and a Houndour. I haven't played against this other deck, the sister deck, too much. I'm not really sure much about it, but I'm still learning. And we're still going to be throwing down some cards and stuff like that, and learning what it is that we need to do with this. So let's open up with a Nest Ball. I am going to grab our Mareep. So let's go ahead and grab that because we definitely want to get our Ampharos going. Let's take a quick peek through the old deck. We still have 2 Flappies in deck, another Ampharos, and a bunch of supporters. Okay. So we're definitely going to throw out that Mareep because I do want to get this Ampharos going as soon as possible. I'm going to throw an energy onto Smeargle so we can start using some of those abilities. And let's hold on to this Escape Rope because we're not going to need it right now. So let's go ahead and do Stunning Likeness. It's a very good chance that we'll get some kind of supporter. Okay, so we got Malo and Kukui. So 2 cards, shuffle your deck, put those on top in any order. So I think I'm going to go for Malo on this one, so we can start stacking our deck in order to get that Ampharos out as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and grab that Flaffy. And then let's also grab a... I don't know. Let us put a... I think I'm going to throw a How on top as well. So let's go ahead and throw a How on top to get a little bit of extra draw. We still got plenty of energy in the hand, so we don't really need to stack that. But next turn, we're going to go ahead and grab our... Hopefully I put those in the right order. I'm not really sure about the order on that. So hopefully we do get our Flaffy next turn, and then we can start ramping up this Ampharos. And be in a pretty good spot. And we do know our opponent still does have that Malo in hand, so we can use that again with our Smeargle if we need to. So actually Smeargle's a kind of a useful card, and we grab the victory right off of that. 3 minutes in. So it looks like our opponent was just unhappy. Just plain old unhappy with the way things went down. And our MVP is Smeargle, even though he dealt 0 damage. But we'll take it, and we'll take our 2 tickets. I am thinking about getting into some of those tournaments and using up some of these tickets. I do have 50 tickets, and I think we just grabbed a couple more. Yep, 2 more. So that's 52 tickets. So at some point, I do want to jump in and do a bit of tournament play with theme decks and see how far we can make it in those. So let's jump into another Stormcaller. We're still really early in the video, so let's jump into another Stormcaller and see if we can't grab another easy win just like that. And then hopefully we can get up to the top of this ladder soon. I'd like to get into the 2-star and 3-star ladders at some point. And it looks like we have the advantage. So we are playing against this Hydro Fury deck, which is pretty cool. Let's pick Tails. So we lost. That's okay. My opponent has the old shutter glasses on. We have no basic Pokemon. That's okay. I'm liking this. I'm liking this Stormcaller deck. I think it can do a lot of good things. I don't think I like it as much as the old the Leaf Charge, but I think we can do some really interesting stuff with it. I just need to really play some more games with it, and hopefully we don't run into any more opponents that are dipping really fast. So let's go ahead and throw our Poipole. No, let's do Furfrou, and then we'll get Blitzel and Poipole on the board. And then we can throw out a How next turn, get a little bit of energy, blah blah blah, and we'll just start building things up. We do need to be mindful of that old what's his face over here, the big old frog guy. I can't remember what his name is right now, but he does tend to build up a lot of energy on him, and he is able to do some big old fat hits with all that energy. And our opponent is starting off with that Dunsparce as well. So that really does help him out. Let's go ahead and do a timer ball so that I can see if I can't grab the Zebstrika. So we were able to do that. So let's grab our Zebstrika. I wish I could get these Flaffies and Ampharos and Mareeps going, but I think we need to stick with what we have right now. So let's go ahead and put Zebstrika down. We will be able to get Naganadel down here momentarily next turn, and then we can just start building these two up to be something really nice. But for now, let's just go ahead and throw down a return. We're not going to draw any cards, but that's okay. We can beat up on Dunsparce a little bit, even though he's our hero. Hopefully this opponent puts up a little bit more of a fight. That is what I'm hoping. So we can be able to fight back against this. Not too crazy about this this Hydro Fury deck, but Strike and Run is a good move for our opponent to be able to use right now to get a few more Pokemon up on the board. We'll just have to be patient. Yeah, that's a lot of Pokemon right now. Man, that's a good move. That Strike and Run is a very good move. Alright, so let's get our Zebstrika going. Let's get our Naganadel going. I forget what Charge Up does. Okay, so that comes from the discard pile. We don't want to use Sprint right now. Actually, maybe we do. So let's go ahead and put an energy on Zebstrika. The rest of these cards aren't really that useful. So let's go ahead and do our Sprint with Zebstrika and see if we can't draw something a little bit more useful. Okay, so that's not too bad. So we can put Raikou on the board. We could play either Pokemon Fan Club or Tate and Eliza, but I think I'm going to hold on to those two. I think I am going to take a draw with Furfrou. And I think that it means we are going to draw a couple of cards off of that. So I think I would want to hold on to what I have in my hand right now and just go ahead and grab a return off of that and draw 2 more cards there. Yes. So I think that's going to put... Oh, wow. Yeah, that puts us in a really, really good spot. So we have our Mareep, Flaffy, and Ampharos in our hand. We have Tate and Liza for a little bit of draw. So things are looking pretty good, and things are looking pretty good on my opponent's side. Macargo with the smooth over can be problematic, but I think we can get through it. Yeah, I'm really liking our board position right now. I think we're going to be able to do some really good stuff right now. I do kind of want to take a look at that other deck that goes along with this Stormcaller deck. I think both those decks are fairly interesting, but I do think the Raikou is much more powerful than the Entei, because the Entei is a little bit more situational, I guess, because it does require that discard and for the top card to be an energy card for them to get off their big attack. But with the Raikou, we can rely on our Ampharos to get some energy into the Lost Zone with that Unseen Flash. And we do have to also remember that the Unseen Flash is going to paralyze our opponent's active Pokemon. So that can be really useful for us. So let's go ahead and throw an energy onto Zebstrika. And I don't think I want to use my Tantalizer right now. Or Pokemon Fan Club. Because I just don't think we need anything from our deck right now. I'm trying to think. Things seem to be going really well right now, so I'm not sure what it is that we're going to be needing to do. I'm thinking about putting in this Zebstrika, because that can get us 60 off of that, so that does not take out Furfrou, but it's going to get us closer to taking out Furfrou than leaving in our own Furfrou. But I don't know if I want to use my... I think I'm just going to discard the energy, because we can put that on Naganadel. So let's put in Zebstrika, and let us also do a big attack on Zebstrika. Yeah, Headbolt. Boom. So a big 60 damage from our Zebstrika. I really like this card too. I like this Pokemon a lot. He's really interesting. I like him because of the animated series, the anime. That one guy who had that really cool Zebstrika. I think it was like season 4 or something like that. I'm not sure, but I watched a whole bunch of them, and the Zebstrika came out to be really cool. I really liked it how there was a lot of Pokemon that were like, I don't know, I guess second tier Pokemon, if you will, that they always showed off in the anime, and you really sort of started falling in love with those other kinds of Pokemon, seeing how the trainers would interact with them and things like that. I always remember the episode where Ash got that what was his name? Mankey, right? Where he got his Mankey. The guy kept taking his hat and stuff. And I always thought that Mankey was a really cool Pokemon after that. And when I was a kid and I played Pokemon, I used to try to get a Mankey because I thought it was so cool that it was in the cartoon and stuff like that. So I like seeing Pokemon that I saw in the cartoon and using those kinds of Pokemon. It makes me feel like a real trainer, I guess you could say. However silly that sounds. I just really like Pokemon. It's pretty cool. So let's see what our opponent's up to. He's really taking his time to get things going, but that's okay. That gives us time to sit and reflect on the anime of Pokemon. And it looks like our Zebstrika is going to be doing a bit of work for us. So let's go ahead and do another charge up. And this is really sort of useful because it's keeping a lot of energy on our board and not in our discard pile. So let's go ahead and throw down a Lily right now and see if we can't pull anything that's useful. This is going to give us a nice 3-draw. A lot of supporters, and that's something that we just should expect from this deck. So let's go ahead and start getting our Raikou charged up. Now what does Turning Point do? Okay, we need to make sure we only have 3. If we have three prize cards remaining. So let's go ahead and do a Headbolt. I can't use any other train or supporters, and we gotta wait one more turn for our Ampharos. But we are going to keep our Ampharos sort of waiting in the wings. I need to make sure I have a couple of energies in my hand in order to use this Unseen Flash, and that can be sort of a free paralyze. But it looks like this Swampert is not going to be any trouble for a couple of turns, because we can definitely put in this Naganadel and take this out in 2 turns. So we only have to worry about taking a hit from it for next turn. So that shouldn't be too bad, because I am going to pull this Zebstrika out, and I think I'm going to use my Tantalizer in order to do that, unless I get an escape rope. But even then, I don't think I'll use an escape rope, because that'll force Swampert out. And I think getting 80 damage instead of 60 damage is going to be better for us, because we can take 1 Hydro Pump. 120. Yeah, so that should still be okay for us. And maybe we can use our Kahili to get some more energy in hand. But if I can, so that's 140. So we do want to be careful with our Naganadel right now. But if I can grab a couple more, what is this going to do? So I need to choose between Naganadel and Raikou, because if I can get a couple of energies into the Lost Zone this turn, Raikou's going to be a better choice. But I would have to draw 3 energies off of this. Shoot. I think we have a pretty good chance of drawing 3 energies if we Tate and Liza. Yeah. I think if we Tate and Liza this time, we're going to have a pretty good chance of drawing into 3 energies. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, so let's take the gamble and see if we can do that. Oh, perfect. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and throw this on here. Let's go ahead and grab this and do an unseen flash. Throw these 2 in there. And then let's go ahead and do a big old hit onto this Swampert. And so this is going to be really good for us. I think getting that Raikou and drawing into all those energies was a really, really good move. I think my opponent was really going to be counting on this Swampert to do a lot of damage and to do a lot of work for him. We do need to remember that we have our own escape rope in our hand, but I think we may have just made a mistake there by putting this Naganadel in. But that should be okay because we do still have our Raikou that's fully charged up. So that's alright. I think that was a misplay. I could have put in Furfrou, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal because Swampert's going down next turn kind of no matter what. Even if we put Furfrou in there with 1 damage, or with 1 energy. Which I might do just to be a butthead. I think that might be funny. Because the only thing we have to worry about is Frost Rotom, and that's not even charged up. So let's go ahead and see what we can do here. So I do think that was a bit of an oversight on our part. We are going to lose our Naganadel, but I think I have this other Poipole, and then maybe we can pull that out with a Rescue Stretcher or something like that and get it back on the board. And charging up is going to be able to let us basically get two energies on the board at a time as we go. And we do still have our Raikou on the board, and we do still have our Ampharos on the board. Let's see what Spirit Bomb does. Or Split Bomb. So Split Bomb can be good too because we can take out a Dunsparce. We can take out a couple of these other Pokemon in a couple of hits. So I think my opponent's going to play every single card in their deck right now. Alright. Unfortunately, we do need 40 damage to take that out, so we are going to have to put in the Raikou. But that's okay. So let's go ahead and put that in. Let's go ahead and throw an energy onto Ampharos. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that, and then let's go ahead and finish off this Swampert. Get it out of our face. Hopefully we can grab our Rescue Stretcher at some point. I don't think we need to energy switch for anything. So things should be looking pretty good right now. I think we're in a pretty good spot. We are sort of even with our opponent. I think he might be slightly ahead of us, but he doesn't really have that many great Pokemon on his on his bench. And I think this Swampert is going to be going down in a couple of turns anyways too. So hopefully we can get a an escape rope. Maybe. I don't think we're going to need it though. And I think at this point things are looking pretty bad. I will say that. I think we played this one a little bit too fast. Yeah, I think we are going to go down on this one. Unless we can draw something in this next couple draws that's going to be really helpful. Maybe I can get that other Naganadel back out. I don't think the split bomb is going to help us very much. But losing that other Naganadel was quite a mistake, and not something that that was really that good. So we got Blitzel. Yeah, we don't have anything left. So yeah, I think I pretty much royally messed up that one. We are gonna throw in the towel on this one. Hats off to my opponent. He played a pretty good game. Those decks there, the Leaf Charge and that deck too. We know they're powerful. We know they're powerful decks. Yeah, happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that. I am still learning this deck, and I just made a bonehead of a misplay. But yeah, we'll get on the next one. Thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you guys had a ton of fun watching. I had a ton of fun playing, and I will see you in the next one.